Hello, Windsor staff and families. We're bringing back Germ Boy this week because after last week, we need to have a little levity, and we also need to know that we're going to get through this as a community. This is your COVID update for January 10th through January 14th. Family notifications. You have recently received a district communication regarding a temporary change in the COVID notification policy. If you have not had time to review it, please do so when you have time. A link to that document is included in these slides. The core message is this: due to the large number of cases, our capacity to provide individual and class-by-class or sport-by-sport notifications of exposures has been outmatched. As a result, for the time being, we are changing our notification policy and asking that you assume your child or class has been exposed. As such, you should follow the appropriate guidance of having your children or students remain masked and socially distanced as much as practicable, wash hands or sanitize hands frequently, and monitor closely for symptoms. Though we are not sending class notifications, we are communicating with each staff member and student regarding specific isolation and quarantine timelines, which have recently changed. Please reach out to your site if you have questions regarding the timeline for you or for your students. If you're asking yourself, is he wearing a different outfit? He is. I'm going to give you the update on our guidance. Last week, Sonoma County aligned with the California Department of Health and the CDC guidance regarding isolation and quarantine policies. Full details are available in the link sent to staff and families on Saturday, and that has been fully updated and is now posted on our website. Check it again if you've already looked at it, because it has changed as of yesterday, Monday, January 10th. The new policies for isolation and quarantine are as follows. Isolation. Students and staff. Isolation periods are now reduced to 5 days, providing that they have tested negative on day 5 or later. They continue to wear a mask, and their symptoms have begun to resolve. Fever, diarrhea, and vomiting are exclusionary symptoms and must have resolved completely for 24 hours. Quarantine. Student quarantine periods have changed slightly. Unvaccinated or partially vaccinated are still subject to 7 to 10 days of quarantine if they have an unmasked exposure. If the student is fully vaccinated or has previously been infected, they are not subject to quarantine. Staff quarantine periods is now 5 days. Vaccinated staff due for a booster may return to work during the 5-day period, but must quarantine outside of work. Fully vaccinated and boosted staff do not need to quarantine. Previously exposed staff may come to work, but are required to test between 3 and 5 days after exposure and asked to quarantine after work for 5 days. Here are some definitions that might help you make sense of this. Vaccinated. Both shots of Moderna or Pfizer plus the booster, or a single shot of J&J plus the booster. Partially vaccinated means both shots and due for a booster, or one shot of either Moderna or Pfizer. And vaccinated means have not had the shot. Please look for full updates of this new guidance on our website. Sports guidance. Help us keep our sports programs up and running. Please adhere to the following sports guidance for indoor sports. Health Order C19-35 and indoor capacity. As of January 10th, the indoor events capacity is limited to 50 persons. In addition, outdoor events are limited to 100 persons. The totals for both indoor and outdoor include athletes, coaching staff, and refs. Review the entire county health order linked on these slides. For purposes of this order, a large gathering does not include attendance at work, courthouses, places of worship, cafeterias, or any venue that is open to public circulation as part of its regular operations, such as shopping malls, stores, restaurants, and museums. This order does not apply to regular school instructional events such as daily classes or outdoor recess. Concessions. There will be no food or drink allowed in the gyms. Concessions will need to be consumed outside. Masks. Spectators, coaches, refs, volunteers, and athletes who who are not engaged in high levels of physical exertion will be required to wear masks at all times. Athletes on the court should have masks on even if they are down due to exertion. Those that will not comply with the county mask mandate may be asked to leave the facility. Athlete testing. Each week, basketball players and wrestlers are expected to test on your assigned day. Boosters. Windsor Unified School District has been working to organize a clinic for staff and families. Unfortunately, we have not been able to organize another clinic as of now. The following institutions offer free boosters with appointments: Sutter Health, Alliance, Petaluma Health Center, Roanoke Park Community Center, Roseland Community Center, Safeway, and CVS. On the document, in the slides, you will see that I have put contact information for each of those institutions. There is also a link to the county resource page where you can find dates and times. Numbers. We had a busy week in the Windsor Unified School District last week. Here's a snapshot of what happened. We had about 190 student cases. We've reported over 26 staff cases. We have daily absences throughout the whole district of about 3,900. And we have tested over 1,290 individuals, not counting the over 100 staff and families that came to the pop-up clinic on Sunday. Home testing kit change. The guidance for student test kit use suggested 2 dates, Sunday, January 9th, and Sunday, January 16th. However, due to the holiday on the 17th, followed by the teacher PD day on Tuesday the 18th, we are asking that you administer the second kit to your students on the evening of the 18th. This is a request. Students are not required to test in order to attend school. Reporting COVID results. When reporting COVID results, please include the following information: the date of symptom onset, the date and location of the positive test, your vaccination status. This information will help our COVID team communicate your timeline much faster. Appreciation. There are too many people to name this week, but I'd like to extend a huge thank you to everyone who helped with the COVID response last week. It was a massive lift, and I appreciate your help very much. You have been amazing. We'll see you next week for more updates.